How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, we do this 5 days out the work week. You probably had maybe you had a stressful day, and you come here to watch my video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. So let's get into it. What's the highest rank in the popcorn army? Colonel. Come on. That was fire to hit you guys with on Friday. But anyways, what we're going to be talking about is CTRM, Castor Maritime, and why this stock is on the destination to hit $2. This is for my medium and long-term investors. But before we even get into that, the first thing that we're going to be doing a technical analysis, taking a look at the price action, how's it moving and so forth. And then we're going to go over an article that I was reading, and I was like, you know what? I was in complete agreement with it. It gave a bullish perspective, and it also gave a bearish perspective as well. So I'm going to be going through all of that with you guys, and then afterwards, I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so we're going to be doing a quick technical analysis for CTRM. As we take a look, it ended up being up 0.54% on the day, and we ended up having a high of the day around just under 97 cents, as you can see right here. So one of the things that I want to go over is what was going down inside the pre-market. As you can see, we ended up having a big time gap up. We did have a news catalyst that came out, which I'm going to go over. But as you can see, we ended up getting up here to around 99 cents. And we didn't end up revisiting that area again for the rest of the pre-market. Instead, we were going down on a downward trend. But keep in mind, there is a lot of volatility. But one support area to pay attention to that we were holding down in the pre-market all the way from 710 was around this 95 cent area. We were able to hold that going all the way into the open, and then having a strong move to the upside, hitting this resistance level, which we saw in the pre-market of 97 cents. So as we open out the chart just a little bit, if we take a look, we definitely have a support level here right at 94 cents by the amount of times it was getting tested throughout the day. Yes, earlier in the day it broke, but as you can see, it recovered fairly quickly. So what this would have been an opportunity that you could have traded off of, especially when you see this low over here at 92 cents. That's an opportunity to take advantage of. But at the same time, we also want to take a look at what the resistance area and what was it showing clearly for the large portion of the day, right? So if we take a look right here, right at this 95 cent area, this was definitely an area of resistance all the way from 11.55 and going on. It definitely held itself. As you can see, it had a lot of struggles getting past this particular area. So as we take a look now into the after hours and so forth, we can see that we have that resistance area is actually remaining consistent. Yes, we've gone down to around the 94 cent range, but as long as it finishes above 94, around 95, I feel that CTRM is still in a good position, especially since how well the company's been expanding their overall fleet and actually doing things that help the business, right? But what I want to kind of go over as well, let's take a look quickly at the 5-day, 5-minute chart. I was looking at that, but let's spread it out a little bit. So if this stock ends up going down any further, some other areas that you want to pay attention to is right here around 90 cents. This is a solid area if you're thinking about adding, especially if you're looking at this long term, right? So 90 cents. And if we take a look, what are some levels that we need to pass in order to get a big run up? This dollar level is very key, and it's an area of resistance. As you can see, this was dating way, let's open up even further so I can show you guys even. We're going to go past 5 days here. So look, so you can definitely see right here, we have a resistance area here at that $1 mark. So passing $1 will be key for CTRM, especially when we look at the psychological factors for traders and investors. So once it gets past $1, we could definitely expect a strong move coming up to $1.02, $1.03, and so forth. But we definitely have to get past that dollar range. If we take a look quickly now at the 3-month, 1-day chart, as you can see right here, we were definitely enjoying a run up previously, and then we've been going through a correction. The market's been correcting itself, but the good thing about it is CTRM is actually staying in an area where she does have a good amount of support, as you can see down here. And part of the reasons why, if you do get the opportunity, this 90 cent area, these are good places to consider adding. And also here around this 80 cent area And also, if it ends up pulling back even this far, we know there's some support here right around at this 62, or we could call that 60 cents area. So that's why I'm saying for CTRM, it is so key for them to get above that $1 so we can start making some moves. If you can see right here from the 21-day EMA, it's around 96 cents. So that's why I was saying it's very crucial to see CTRM just kind of finish the day above 95. Even if it finishes around 94, I still believe that it'll probably continue to consolidate or make some more moves. So we're now on the Castor Maritime website. As you can see, the most recent catalyst of the day. So Castor Maritime Inc. announces delivery of the MV Magic Orion and the MV Magic Argo. So let's read into it. All right, so Castor Maritime. So Castor Maritime announces the deliveries of the Magic Orion and the Magic Argo. A diversified global shipping company announces that on March 17, 2021, it took delivery of the Magic Orion, which is a 2006 Japanese-built Cape-size dry bulk carrier, and on March 18, 21, it took delivery of the MV Magic Argo, a 2009 Japanese-built Kamsasar Max dry bulk carrier, pursuant to the transactions previously announced on January 20th and February 3rd, 2021, respectively. Both acquisitions were financed in their entirety with cash on hand. We already know that CTRM has some deep pockets. The MV Magic Orion is expected to commence employment under a time charter contract on or around March 20th, 2021. At a daily gross charter rate of $21,000 and an expected term of about 35 days. The MV Magic Argo is expected to commence employment under a time charter contract on or around March 21st, 2021 at a daily gross charter rate of $25,100 and an expected term for about 4 months. All right, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. You guys already know it's good to see Castor Maritime is still focusing on their expansion and growth opportunities. All right, so we're going to be taking a look at this article about CTRM from Investors Place. So another run for $2 is possible for Castor Maritime stock. As Castor Maritime's fleet grows, so should your price target for CTRM. So, the Cyprus-based CTRM was founded in 2017 and is known for shipping dry bulk goods internationally via its own vessels. Some traders like to flip CTRM stock for quick gains, evinced by the stock's heavily daily trading volume. It's fine to trade the stock for the short term, but there are other possibilities. In fact, with some due diligence, you might find that Castor Maritime deserves a place in your long-term portfolio. A closer look at the company's most recently reported financial data will reveal surprisingly strong year-over-year revenue growth. On top of that, a recent fleet expansion activity should demonstrate that Castor Maritime is a shipper in hyper-growth mode. Of course, we'll also address the claim that this is little more than a Reddit stock, so let's begin our journey with a brief analysis of the stock's technical features. CTRM stock at a glance. CTRM stock currently trades at around $1. This is noteworthy as $1 is a psychologically significant level for the bulls. Remember, we just spoke about this in the technical analysis. Clearing that level with heavy trading volume and keeping it there should help the bulls move on to the $2 price target. $2 is a reasonable objective as the CTRM stock bulls made a run for that target not long ago. Specifically, on February the 11th, they managed to bid the share price up to $1.95. That was awfully close to $2, so hopefully the next push will be the big winner. The bull run in February was breathtakingly fast, so don't be surprised that the stock propels higher when you least expect it. A potential Reddit runner. As I've previously explained, CTRM stock has all the signs of a Reddit stock. There's no denying that the stock has been popular on the subreddit Wall Street Bets, plus it's heavily traded on the Robinhood platform. Is it possible to buy the stock with the thesis that it's a Reddit short squeeze candidate? Sure. But you don't really have to rely on Redditors to inflate the share price. Instead, you only need to examine the company's fiscal data to be convinced that Castor Maritime shares are worth Owning. I love this. Let's go. Castor's most recently reported financial results covered the 3 months that ended on September 30th, 2020. During that time, the company generated 2.8 million in revenues. That's a very impressive 133% improvement over the comparable year ago period. Plus, in terms of EBITDA, Castor generated 2.1 million during the 9 months ending on September 30th, 2020. That signifies a 91% increase over the comparable period of the prior year. Fast-growing fleet. Moreover, the company retains an excellent capital position as Castor reported cash and restricted cash of 38.1 million as of September 30th, 2020. That marks an astounding 654% increase over the company's cash and restricted cash position at the end of 2019. So yes, Castor Maritime is a potential Reddit runner, but there's more to the company and the stock than that. Several recent press releases illustrate the point of Castor's in rapid growth mode, a positive sign as the company strives to expand its industry presence. On March 3rd, Castor Maritime took delivery of the Japanese-built Castor Max dry bulk vessel MV Magic Venus. Next, on March 10th, the company entered into an agreement to take delivery of a 2010 Korean-built Castor Max dry bulk carrier from an affiliated third party. Then on March 12th, Castor entered into another agreement, this time to purchase a 2011 Japanese-built Castor Max dry bulk carrier from an unaffiliated third party. The company also announced that it took delivery of the 2005 Korean-built Aframax LR2 tanker called the MT Wonder Polaris. The takeaway. Some folks will insist that CTRM stock is just a short-term trading vehicle with short squeeze potential. You could certainly view the stock in this light, but there's more to the story than that. A deeper analysis should reveal that Castor Maritime is a shipper that is growing its fleet quickly while maintaining a solid capital position. So we're now on fintel.io for CTRM Castor Maritime. So as you can see right here, the short volume ratio is at 38%. So that's why when we were reading that article previously that there's still short squeeze potential for Castor Maritime. If we take a look at the short shares availability, it is around 10 million. And if we take a look at the borrow fee rate, it is around 8.41%. Now, if we take a look at what the short volume ratio was, as we can see from the date here of March the 18th, it has definitely gone up. We can see it here at 38. On the 17th, it was at 36. And on the 16th, it was at 33. So seeing it at 38%, this really does increase the likelihood of us getting a short squeeze, especially if they continue to release more good news and there's more demand for the stock. As we can see, it was back on March the 11th where we got up to around 41.76%. So aside from here, being at 38% is actually really good to see because that just increases the potential. Because aside from the 41, 38 being the second highest. So if this continues to go forward, the better the odds are and the better it is for shareholders of CTRM to start seeing some price action. So for my final thoughts, I'm excited from what I'm seeing from CTRM. They have shown that during these times, challenging times, they have been growing and trying to expand their fleet. And as shareholders, that's exactly what we want to see. We also know that they have a lot of cash on hand. They also have great management that has experience and access to even more cash and so forth. So taking this into consideration, we also got to take a look at Castor Maritime also being a post-pandemic play, a recovery play to be exact. As dry bulk shipping demand begins to start increasing again, Castor Maritime can only benefit. So if you are a long-term shareholder for this particular company, things are looking very, very bright. I also want to put in the disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So when you do invest, just know that you're doing it at your own risk. So like I said, will CTRM be able to reach that $2? Most definitely. I do believe CTRM will be reaching $2. As far as how long this will actually take, I'm actually a long-term shareholder, so hey, I don't mind waiting even if it takes a year. I want to see it. I know it's going to happen. There's big things going on for this company, and hey, there's what more can you really ask for, right? So that's my final thoughts on that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll talk soon.